Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our next episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. In the previous episode, we saw how Sitamaa got into a very serious mode. She was accusing Lakshmana of many things which Lakshmana had not even thought of. She was totally disturbed by the cry of Maricha, Ha Lakshmana and Ha Sita. So that was done in the voice of Sri Ramachandra. So Sitamaa is very agitated. She talks very bad words to Lakshmana. She says, "You have to go." Lakshmana protests initially that he won't go, but then when Sitamaa almost takes the conversation to a next level by accusing him of eyeing her, Lakshmana has no other option but to leave. Again, in Ramcharitmanas and many other authors who visualized Ramayana, who felt Ramayana, who experienced it in their tapasthiti, they wrote about Lakshmana Rekha and all, but here Lakshmana does not put any Rekha. He just asks her to be safe. That in Mula Valmiki Ramayana, you would not find the reference of Lakshmana Rekha as such. And he asks her to be careful, and he asks the Vanadevatas to protect her. And from there, he moves in the direction of Sri Ramachandra. Now, Ravana, who is watching all this from a distance, immediately thinks of what to do, and he quickly gets into saffron robes. Now, why did Ravanasura wear saffron robes? He wore saffron robes because in Haindava Dharma, in Sanatana Dharma, anyone who wears saffron is extremely respected because you get to wear saffron only when you have proved to the Rishi Pithas, the Paramparagata Rishis, that you are indeed a person who do not possess any materialistic desires. So since that is the primary criteria for you to get to wear a saffron robe, anyone who wears a saffron robe is considered that he has left all his material desires, and hence, by and large, every person in Sanatana Dharma ends up respecting that person wearing the saffron robes. So now Ravana thought about all this and he wore those saffron robes. He was looking like a monk, and he came near the Parnashala. The way darkness engulfs the earth when we do not spot the moon and the sun, it's pitch dark, right? So that's how he came there. And now he's starting his conversation with Sita Mata. Subham Rushiradantostim Purnachandra Asinam Parnasalayam Bashma Soka Pidam Sadam Padmapala Sakshim Pita Kauseyavasinim Abhyagachata Vaidehim Dushta Cheta Nisacharaha. So this man with a very bad intent in his heart, he went there, and Sitama was weeping. She was sitting there, she was very sad, she was really worried about Sri Ramachandra, she was weeping. There he went and he started doing Veda Ghosha. He started reading Vedas. So Vedas are considered to be the purest, the greatest in our Sanatana Vangmaya. And now, to do a very bad thing, this man is taking the help of those Vedas. So wearing these saffron robes, dressing himself up like a monk, doing Veda Patham to attract a helpless lady, and doing all sorts of bad things after that. I think for all these things, it's not just for Sita Paharana that he was punished. It was all these papams that he did. It was for all these sins he did that Ravanasura was punished with capital punishment, is what I believe. So he goes there. He initially did that Veda Ghosha. He exhibited a lot of humility as he went to Sitama, and he started talking. Tamuttamam Srimloke Padmahinam Yosriyam Vibhrajamanam Moksha Ravana Prasamsaha. In the physical beauty, she was almost looking like Mahalakshmi. So he started praising her. Now he does an Anganga Varnana of her, and he says, "Are you Parvati? Are you this? Are you Lakshmi? Are you Apsarasa? Or are you Aishwarya Adhishtana Devata? Are you Rati Devi?" And also, but then he also tries to describe her entire body, which I'm skipping because I'm not really comfortable speaking about that. Anyone who wants, they can probably start off from 15th sloka of the 36th sarga of Aranyakanda and go on till probably the 23rd or 24th slokas, where he talks about all these things. He asks, are you a Yaksha woman? Are you a Gandharva Stri? Are you a Yaksha Stri? He asks all these questions, and then he is saying in the 24th sloka, he says, Sa pratikram bhadram te naiv vastu miharhasi rakshasanam ayam vaso ghoranam kamarupinam. Whoever you are, leave this place and go, because this place is not something where in which you should live. Here, this is a place where Rakshasas live, and Rakshasas can get into any form as and when they want. And he says you should be in palaces, you should be walking in the best of the best gardens. The person who should be your husband, he should be the person who commands a lot of respect. You should marry a person like that. Uh, and that person needs to wear very good dresses. The person needs to wear pushpamalas on a daily basis. He should be giving the best of the foods. Saying this, he says, and why did you come here? How did you come here? Nobody dares to come here because this is a place where all Rakshasas live. So how did you come here and all? He asks her, and now Sitamaa, while he was asking all this, Sitamaa did not respond very quickly. She was taking her time. She was thinking about what was happening around her. She was thinking about who this Rishi is. Now Sitamaa, she initially looks at the Brahmana Vesha, so she does the puja for him. Then she invites him in. She makes him sit, and she says, "The food is ready. I am going to serve you the food. I understand why you have come in." And the way she has to welcome a Brahmana, she welcomes. And now, while she was thinking on how I can give good food to this person, how I can make this person more happy by just eating nice food, or how I can satiate the hunger of this person, because this person really looks hungry, so I have to give him good food. So the whole thought process of Sitama was, how can I give him good food and all? And Ravana's mind was dwelling only on one idea: how can I take her by force from here? And then, because he has asked so many questions, Sitama now starts off with her story, how she is the daughter of Janaka Maharaja, then how did she become the wife of Sri Rama, her name is Sita, and then she says, I have really enjoyed all sorts of comforts, and I have lived for 12 years in the protection and in the care of her father-in-law, Dasharatha Maharaja. And then in the 13th year, how Dasharatha Maharaja wanted to do the Pattabhisheka or the Yuvaraja Pattabhisheka, how Kaikeyi asked for her boons, how Dasharatha Maharaja was tied in the Satyapasha. And then there is one interesting sloka here. This is a 10th sloka of the 37th Sarga in Aranyakanda. Many people use this as a reference to talk about the age of Sri Ramachandra and Sitama. So here she is saying, Mama Bharta Mahateja Vaisa Panchavinchaka Astadashi Varshani Mama Janmani Ganyate. My husband's age is 25 and my age is 18 by the time they left for Aranyavasa. But again, please note, this is not there in the older versions or the Prachya Patha of which is available to us of Srimad Ramayana. So hence, I personally have a lot of doubt on these ages, because we cannot come to a conclusion without, because it is not there in some versions. It's not there in the Prachapatha, which is the oldest one, or the one that is found in the east and the south parts of India. So if anybody is giving the dates based on this, please take it with a pinch of salt. The age of Sri Ramachandra must have been slightly more than 25 when he left for Aranyavasa. That's one thing that I really wanted to re-emphasize here. And then she describes how Sri Ramachandra is, and how Dasharatha Maharaja had no other option but to send them, and how Sri Ramachandra was very happy even he was coming to the forest, and how Kaikeyi was pushing continuously that they have to leave. She does a gunagana of Sri Ramachandra. She says, Sri Ramachandra always does danam, but he never takes anything from anyone. He always talks truth. He never talks anything which is asatya. And whenever Sri Ramachandra decides on something, he always makes sure that that's the best decision to go with. And how Lakshmana always helps Sri Ramachandra. Sri Ramachandra always follows the dharma. So she describes him, and she was very excited. I mean, she was very happy, telling about her husband's good qualities. And now she is asking, Sattvam Namaja Gotrancha Kulam Chakshiksha Sattvaha Ekasya Dandakaranya Kimartham Charasat Dvijaha. So she is saying, tell me your name, your Gotra, your Kula, and why are you roaming here alone? Now, immediately, Ravana, this time he also starts speaking the truth. He says, O Sita, I am the person who is feared by all the worlds. I am the Rakshasa Raja, Ravana. And see, here he leaves all sorts of shame in the next few words that he's talking to Sitama. He's saying, Tvantu Kanchanvarnabham Dushva Kausevasnim Gatim Swakeshu Dareshu Nadi Gachami Ninte. O Sita, the moment I saw you, I am not feeling any happiness from any of my other wives. This is as low as a person can stoop, right? So he's talking like this. I think that's because his Mrityu Devata is almost coming near him, and he somehow has to leave the earth, and hence such sort of words are coming out of his mouth, because these are the words which should not come out of any person's mouth at any point of time. Unfortunately, they came out of Ravana's mouth at that particular point of time, and that's how he started moving towards his own death. And he's saying, I brought a lot of great women from different places, and I'll make you the most important of all of those. I'll make you my Pattamahishi. So he's putting the marriage proposal, and he's saying, I want to marry you, and my city is Lanka. It is in the middle of the sea. On all the four sides, you have the oceans, and I have a town that is built on a mountain. And oh Sita, if you come along with me, you can roam along with me in those all beautiful gardens. Then you will never feel like coming back to this forest again. And if you ever accept my proposal, Sita, you will. This is what Ravana is saying. He is saying you will get 5,000 servant maids who have all the ornaments and who look very good. You have like that. Now he says this. Then immediately now Sitamaa, she is extremely angry now, and she is like, I mean, how did you even talk like this? And my husband can even move mountains for me. He is equivalent to Mahendra. So she is saying, Mahagiri Mivakampam, Mahendram Sadrusam Patim, Mahodati Mivakshobhyam, Aham Rama Manovrata. So my husband, he can shake the mountains. He's equivalent to Mahendra. If he gets angry, he can even dry up the oceans. I can't even think of any other person than him, even my dreams. Sarvalakshana Sampanyam Nyagrodha Parimandalam Satyasandham Mahabhagam Aham Rama Manovrata. I have a vrata that I'll always follow Sri Ramachandra. Sri Ramachandra is Sarvalakshana Sampanna. He will always ensure that all the people around him are happy. Mahabahu Mahoraskam Simha Vikranta Gaminam. Simha Vikranta Gaminam means he walks like a lion. Mahabahum, he has huge shoulders. Mahoraskam. Mahoraskam means having great chest, and he is like the lion among men. My mind always thinks of only Sri Ramachandra. Purnachandranam Ramam Rajavatsam Jitendriyam Pratikirtam Mahatmanam Aham Rama Manovrata. I have my vrata towards Rama. His face always looks like Chandra on a Paurnami day. So it always radiates light. He has a lot of kirti. My mind is always with him. Tvam punar jambuka simhi namichya surlabham naham sakyatvaya sprashtum adityasya prabhayada. Now she's saying, you have come here like a cunning jackal. You can't touch me. Yeah, I am like a lioness here. The way you can't touch sun's light. Okay. Similarly, you can't even touch me. And Padapan Kanchananunam Bahun Pasisi Mandabhak Raghavasya Priyam Bharyam Yastva Ichasira Ravana. If you are thinking of touching me, I think you will be seeing the golden trees in front of you. So in Sanatana Dharma, we believe that when someone is dying, he will be seeing the whole world turning into golden. And then she says, you are licking huge knife with your tongue, and that will ultimately cut you. If you are trying to compare yourself with Sri Ramachandra, I mean, you are like a crow in front of Garutmanta. You are like a crow in front of the beautiful peacock. So she's comparing Sri Ramachandra with Garutmanta, with peacock, and then she says Sri Ramachandra is a swan. You can't even compare yourself with Sri Ramachandra. And she again does a lot of comparisons like this. I'm not really going into those details. And then she says, even if you kidnap me and take me away from here, Sri Ramachandra will come and he'll fight you. And she was extremely angry. And now Ravana, looking that she was already getting afraid, Ravana senses that she's already afraid. So when he senses that Sitamaa is already afraid, Ravana pushes to the next level. He starts talking about his Vamsa and all. What does he talk? That we'll be seeing in our next episode. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pasyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Sarvam stuti sasmara swam charanaravindar pranamastu. Swasti. Jai Shri Ram.